I'm in Rockport Live right now. I'm
Okay.
posting it.
So thank you guys for all being here, and I'm just going to share my screen, run the video. If you guys want to chat on the side screen with some woohoos and like whatever, that's great, because I just think there's going to be so many ahas through this, and so I'll just let you guys mute yourself on your side, and we'll run through. If there's any questions, anything going on, then just post them in the chat. And I think that if I share my computer screen, I can mute myself on my side and you guys should still be able to hear. No, if I mute myself, it'll mess the recording up. Okay, so if there's
it won't mess the recording up, we just won't be able to hear it. I mean, you could try, see if it works.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
All right, it's almost worth a shot.
Okay, I'm gonna try to share and see what happens. So you guys can all see that, right?
Yep.
Blow it up. And we are recording, right? Oh, you know what? I have to stop the share because I didn't share my computer audio. I do that all the time. Okay, let's try again. All right, you guys can see that?
Into core rank training.
Oh, what happened? No. Don't do this now. I think it just restarted. So I need to get
one of two choices when I already did this. All right. So anyway, I do believe that $950 course very different inside of network marketing. I already did.
Sorry, you guys.
So sustainable when I already did this. All right. So anyway.
I think it's right at like 14.
Rank training.
I don't want to miss it.
If it's something that you want to do. Okay. All right. That said, I'm going to get into core.
So try muting yourself.
Training. And
I think it'll mess with the recording. So I'm just going to leave it.
I'm going to open it up to some questions. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to the fancy board. Such a fancy board. There's one thing that happens inside of network marketing that is an issue. If you take a look at what is sustainable when it comes to growth, okay? What is sustainable for growth is about when it comes to leadership growth. If we're talking leaders, it's very difficult to grow your organization more than 10% per year. Very difficult to grow more than 10% a year. And yet, many of your organizations are growing faster than that 10%. Some of your organizations are growing like this, 20, 30, 40%. Some of you maybe even more than that. When this happens, there is created what I call a leadership gap. A leadership gap. So if you have one of two choices when a leadership gap occurs in your organization. You can either increase the leadership development within your organization, or you can wait long enough so this number matches this number, or sales are going to come down ultimately to the level of your leaders. So how do you measure health of an organization? How do you establish a solid foundation of growth? Because when you're growing like crazy, some of you have lots of recruits going on. You have lots of customers coming in. But does recruits or customers or even sales dollars, does that equal health of an organization? Not necessarily. You could be going crazy with sales straight up, and your organization's not healthy. You could have lots of recruits, but those people don't know what the heck they're doing. You could have lots of customers, but those people aren't properly onboarded and you have lots of churn. So the biggest thing that I would tell you is when I work with companies and I work with leaders, I focus on one key measurement for the health of an organization and for the strength of the organization and the sustainability of the organization. And that key measurement is called core rank. Core rank. So let me give you my definition of a core rank, because there's different ones of you in this for different companies represented inside of this accelerator program, of course. Some of you already have heard my training and you know what your core rank is. Some of you will need to try and figure out what your core rank is. But let's first of all describe the elements of a core rank. Think about the ranks in your organization. What are the core elements? What are the key elements of that core rank? Okay, so I would give you the elements, and then I'm going to have you see if you can describe it. Maybe we'll do a little. I'll bring some of you into the conversation, so or I'll answer your questions in the chat, one or the other. Number one, it can be achieved with a reasonable effort in 30 to 60 days. 30 to 60 days, if a person pushes, even if it's part-time, they can achieve this rank, okay? So you kind of have a rank percolating in your mind. 2, it has some structure. It usually has some structure to it. You might have to have a combination of sales and recruits, or you maybe have to have one on each side or something like that, okay? There's some structure to it. It's not just sales volume. Think about a rank within your organization. Now, it doesn't have to have structure, but it usually has some structure. Number 3, it usually pays for a person qualified at that rank something like $300 to say $500 a month. Once a person gets to that rank, are you starting to kind of feel like you might understand what this rank is within your organization?
Manager.
Okay. Starting to feel it. I'm getting some yeses. Yes. Okay. Got it. Okay. Fantastic. Go ahead and put whatever your rank is, whatever you think that rank is, go ahead and put that in there. Manager, Pro 3, rank 2, bronze, QSC, Jade, Crystal Manager. I'm going to give you a 4th. You can use this rank to go all the way to the top. So think about this. You get to this core rank, think of that as like a brick in a building block. And then you help somebody else get to that core rank, it's more bricks. And if all you did was just help more and more people get to that core rank, you can go all the way to the top in the compensation structure. Okay? Got it? Are you clear on this? Put questions in if you have questions. And go to the Q&A. If you're in the Zoom, go to the Q&A button if you have questions, and type your questions into the Q&A, and I will answer them if you have any question regarding this rank, because identifying what it is the most important thing. There's been a debate in the organization, Pamela Ritz says. So Dan Ritz asks, what do you mean, take it to the top? What I mean is getting core ranks in my downline gets you to go to the top. If all you did, get to core rank, help other people get to core rank, help those people get to core rank, help those people get to core rank, that'll move you and you can go all the way to the top in the structure. You can build the biggest organization in the world just by building those core ranks over and over and over again. Tova asks, at what point do you explain core rank? In my case, Director 3 to a brand new person. We're going to talk about that next week during the workshop, but I would explain it during your getting started process. It would be the entire focus of their launch would be how to get them to core rank as quickly as possible. They don't need to understand the full compensation plan. They just need to understand how to get to core rank. Is this 300 to 600 a month consistently, or how quick can they make that back? What I'm saying is typically, it's probably closer to 300 a month. If a person gets to that core rank and they're qualified at that core rank, they're making around $300 a month from the sales or from their organization that they've built by getting to that rank. Usually pretty low. Pam Fisher asks, how can the rank build all the way to the top? I would think it would need to be higher. Well, you think about, if you have enough distributors, it'll get you all the way to the top too, right? But if you think of this distributor as a grain of sand and a core rank is a brick, the brick's going to help you build the building faster than the grain of sand, right? The brick, it's like when you get somebody to core rank, you know you've got somebody to work with. Until then, you just kind of don't know. But once you get them to core rank, then you know. So start getting this clear in your mind. And if you're debating between two of them, generally go to the easier one. Because when we do this right, you're going to have core ranks just pop it. Like popcorn, pop, 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 pop. People qualifying all the time. Courtney asks, when people get to this rank, what are the chances of them giving up? You're still, well, let me describe it this way. When you're a distributor and you don't rank advance ever, what are your chances of giving up? Pretty high. You might become a customer, but they recruit one person, their retention goes up dramatically. They recruit two people, their retention goes up like crazy. They rank advance one time, the retention, what you do is you slow down. Every time somebody rank advances, you slow down their chances of quitting. You slow it down. So imagine there's a conveyor belt. Person signs up as a distributor. The conveyor belt is just zoom, zoom, zoom. It's going fast. If they earn a check, it slows down. Now it's going slower. Now it's still going. Assume it just falls off. It's still going, but it's slower because they got a check. If they rank advance, it's even slower. If they get to core rank, it's even slower. But even if somebody stays at core rank, if they never rank advance from core rank, well, then it's still eventually they fall off the other side. You're either moving up or you're moving out. Generally, unless you're at a high income level, then you can sustain that for a long period of time. Kasaba, what do you mean take it to the top? This brick can help you get all the way. You can build an entire empire, core rank after 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 core rank. Kari, Qual, I'm struggling with two different ranks. Lower rank fulfills 1 to 3, but higher rank works for 1, 2, and 4, but makes much more than 3. I would start with the lower of the two. Whichever is easier to qualify for, And you can adjust later, but I would start there. Okay. Ella says, we have very few in the business that get to the TL. I'm guessing that's team leader in 60 days. Does that mean bad health of the organization? Not necessarily. I'll cover that in a minute, Ella. It's always going to be a smaller number. Always going to be a smaller number. But this is the measure of health in the organization. Okay. So, and if team TL is, maybe it's too high, this is still the health of the organization. There's a lot of unhealthy organizations, and many of you have unhealthy organizations right now. You have lots of recruits, you have lots of customers, you don't have very many skills, don't have very many people developing themselves as leaders. Let me give you some statistics that will be shocking to you, but they're real. At any moment in time, all of your organizations, everybody in network marketing, 70% of the people who have joined as a distributor have recruited exactly 0 people. 7 out of 10 have recruited exactly 0 people. 70%. 20% have recruited between 1 and 2 people. 5% have recruited between 3 and 5 people. 3% have recruited 6 to 9 people, and 2% have recruited 10 or more. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. You came here to Accelerator for the truth, right? Everybody above this line, tourists. Everybody below this line, 10 or more, residents, citizens. That's the truth. Okay? Now, Valerie says, I'm a tourist then. For now, Valerie. Once we get you into 10 or more recruits and we move you into resident, that doesn't, right now you're a tourist. And it's not meant to denigrate you. It's just saying, Valerie, I couldn't be more proud of you for being part of this before you get your 10 plus. Your chances of success are beyond belief. So understand, if you recruit 10 or more, is it likely that you're going to move yourself into core rank? Likely that you're going to, right? If you don't, is it likely that you're going to, at some point, exit the business if you don't? Yes. So we're going to try and help you get to core rank. We're going to try and help you, people get to this 10 or more group. We're going to try and replicate that process. We're going to try and create more health within the organization. Okay? Health, strength, long-term. The fact that you're here tells me everything I need to know about you. You're going to make it. All right. We have very few get there, Ella. I'll talk about that. What if we have 2 that fit this criteria? Reggie asks, pick the lower of the 2. Start there. Mike and Juanita, is it most important to rank yourself first and work on your team members? Exactly. If you're not at your core rank yet, our number 1 goal has got to be to get that done. Let's get that done. Let's create a core rank story. Start over today. The great thing about our business is you could, any day you want, you can rip a new page and start over. You could say, you know what? I got involved in network marketing, but I didn't really go after it until February 17th. I decided 2021, I was going to change my life. And let me tell you my core rank story. You know, what it took me to get to that rank, right? Philippe Leduc. What is the name of the video, please? I'm not sure what video you mean. If you can ask again, then I can help you. I'm thinking between SC and QSC. One has one line with first rank. QSC has a qualified line with a stable monthly income. You got to decide, Anna, what might be best for you. Talk with your team, talk with your leaders, see what meets this criteria, and then we'll go from there. Is it duplicatable rank? Is it the duplicatable rank in the company? Yes. This is going to be the rank that you're going to focus on for sustainability, for strength, for the health of the organization. Focus here. Carolyn, I've identified the core rank, but what if they all drop their core rank before weeks drops your volume? This is what I'm talking about. Whether or not they maintain new core rank people is the thing that we're going to be measuring on a monthly basis. New core rank qualifiers each month is what we're going to be measuring on a monthly basis. Okay, whether they requalify or not is a different conversation. Leaf says it's 300 to 500 key point off money or rank. It's the 300 to 500 is how much they're earning if they're qualified at this rank. Okay. So is core rank when you earn the 300 to 500 not a one-off? No, core rank is the one-off. First time qualifier. It's what we're going to be focused on. How many people in your team are going to be qualifying for that for the first time each month? Okay, elite is just volume but no structure. 395 average, premier structure 950 plus. I'm leaning towards elite. Yes, lean towards the smaller of the two. Okay. All right, I think I've answered most of these. Can you scroll through? I've answered that, answered that, answered that. Our company has a rank of 3 recruits and 3 sales. Would that consider a core rank? If you think so, Dan, take a look at this criteria and be willing to test and adjust and test and adjust. Sometimes it might take 3 to 4 months to get there. Usually if it takes that long, I'm not talking about what it takes on average, okay? Because if you take what it takes on average, you might be 9 months out, even if it's a small rank. I'm talking about a serious person with a serious part-time effort can get this done. If they push, it's possible to get it done in the 30 to 60 days. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Lori says, how come I can't send my questions? Go into the Q&A thing, send it in there. I got 62 open questions right now. So how important the structure part is, it depends on your compensation plan. Talk with your leaders. We do not have a system to go up, Al says. We always stay on the same level and make more money as more distributors we have. If you don't have a rank, then determine how many distributors in your structure would equal that. Even if there's no differences in ranks, there's got to be differences in size of organization, right, Al? Use it based upon the size of the difference in the organization. Or you know what I'm saying? So if it's based upon the number of distributors you have, well, when you hit, what is the number? What's the magic number? When you hit 20 distributors, when you hit 30 distributors, 50 distributors, 5 distributors? What would be a good milepost for you that you know you have somebody once they hit that? Would it be 10? Once they hit that, then you're ready to go. Understand? All right, so let me come back and explain this. So let's just assume that you've identified the core rank. Okay. Assume, and Alexi, if you can go through if there's more questions that I've answered already in regards to how to determine this, then you can go ahead and clear those out and we'll open it up for other ones. So hopefully everybody gets it answered, because that's why I want this to be as interactive as possible. Now, one, you get there. Okay, so every single one of you needs to develop a game plan and a strategy to get to your core rank done. And I want you to think about if you're not yet at the core rank, put not yet into the comments so I can see it. All right, so quite a few, not yet. Fantastic. I want you to put together a game plan to get core rank done. And I've just got to tell you, I'm super proud of the people that are not yet at core rank that have made this commitment to growing their business. Super proud of you. So, and go down to just a bit on the chat. The other way. Oh yeah, there, stop. Catherine says, gosh, I just realized the actual core rank is about 4 ranks below what we are trained internally. That most companies put the bar way too high. Most organizations do the same. Well, we got to push for diamond. We got to push for, triple Starfleet commander. And it becomes so unattainable for people, and they won't start a race if they don't think that they can finish. But they'll do a little tiny race if they think that they can do it. So you got to give people an attainable goal. So I want you to think about your specific strategy to get yourself to core rank. And I want you to document the process, because your core rank story is what you're going to use in order to inspire more people to also get to the core rank. You're going to be able to tell them, let me tell you how I did it. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. And I got to core rank. Would you like to go, right? Because now you're a person who's gone before and done what you're recommending somebody else also does. Now, if you've already been at core, you're already at core rank or above, here's my suggestion. For 2021, why don't you just get to core rank, pretend you don't have a team, and get to core rank all over again, just to show your team how to do it. Just do it one more time. Start a new line, do it one more time. And document the process. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, and I got to core rank. Got it? Okay. Once you get there, let's say between now and the end of March, take inventory of your team. Take inventory of your team. I want you to ask the team this question. Who would like to get to core rank in the month of March? Ask this of every single person on your team. Who would like to get to the core rank in the month of March? Ask them to identify themselves. Ask them to raise their hand. Ask them to say, me, me, me. Now, if you don't have a team yet, do it yourself. And then the next month, you're going to take inventory. This is something you're going to do every month. You're going to take inventory. Who would like to get to core rank? Who's in? Who wants to make it happen? Who's tired of crawling? Who wants to take charge of their life? Who wants to have an adventure in the month of March? Join us for the March Madness Core Rank Extravaganza. Right? You're going to get people to raise their hand. Me, me, me. I want to get to core rank. Right? Like Daryl says, me, me, me. You're going to have people on your team. Let's say you get to core rank and that's all you got. You got 4 people on your team. Okay? You go to all 4 of those people and say, who would like to get to core? I just got to core rank. Who would like to get to core rank in the month of March? Because I'm going to work with you personally. Who's going to get, who would like to get there? I will help you map out a game plan to be able to make it happen. I'll help you understand what you need to do in order to be able to do it. And I'm going to work with you personally in order to be able to assist you in turning this option into reality. So you're going to take inventory. You're going to work with the willing. And what are you going to tell them? Same thing I told you. Let's approach you getting to core rank as a case study. Let's document the process. Let's do it as quickly as possible, because the faster you do it, the better story and more empowering story you're going to have for the people in your organization. Let's get it done for them, not for you. Let's get it done for them. Let's show you how to do this. So you map out a game plan. You're working with the willing, and I would say spend 80% of your team time with people who say, yes, I want to get to core rank. And the rest of it, you can do group Zooms or group emails or group whatever. But your personal time, in order for them to earn your personal time and attention, they need to have made this commitment. You take inventory, yes, they want to do it. You work with the willing. Your goal is to see if you can help as many people as possible get to the core rank in the month of March. 4, you're going to recognize core. When they hit it, you need to tell the world, hey, congratulations to Daryl, who just qualified at ABC rank. You put it on social, you send them a trophy, you recognize them every possible way you could think of recognizing them. Okay? You recognize them like crazy. You have them tell their story. And what's their story designed to do? Inspire more people to do what they just did. And then 5, repeat. You repeat the process. Now, here's the trick. Ella says, what do you do with those who are saying no to wanting to get to core rank? Love them. Say no problem. I'll ask you again next month. I'm going to work with the people who say yes. And if you have nobody that says yes, then you need to get to core rank again and bring in some new people. You're going to be surprised how many people say yes to this type of a challenge. You're going to be very surprised. But I would not try to force somebody to get to core rank that doesn't want to. Work with the willing. Work with the willing. You can't force somebody to be successful. So I'm going to erase this for a moment. One, if you can get historical numbers, that will really help you in the development of this as a core process. Okay? Historical numbers. And here's what I want you to measure. Write this down. And I'll talk to you about this, Meru. A few of my team say yes, but they never show up. It's fine. I'll remind me, and I'll tell you how to manage that. I want to know month by month. If you can look back historically on the core rank, if the company allows you to do that, how many new core rank qualifiers, first-time qualifiers, each month. If you can go back and start with January 2020, and I would like to see what that trend looks like. How many new ones in January of 2020? How many new ones in February 2020? How many new ones in March 2020? How many new ones in April 2020? Okay? How many new ones? Each month, as much as you can historically, because it's going to give you a baseline of what it's working on. Whether it's new, 0 or whatever, it doesn't matter. Whether you started 5 months ago or, you know, there's lots of big leaders in this organization too that can look back within the organization, get the historical numbers. And then let's look at this year. Let's look at the month of February. At the end of February, what's the number? What's the number? Whether it's, I don't care if it's 0 in the month of February, whatever the number is, this is the health of your organization. This number is going to determine the health of the organization. Sandra says 1 in January. Fantastic. Guess what needs to happen in February then, Sandra? It has to be more than 1. Every month, it needs to go up. March, it needs to go up. April, it needs to go up. May, it needs to go up. Every single month. Now, listen. This has to be your biggest focus. You want to have a long-term career here? This core rank and growing it every single month needs to be your primary. It needs to be the sun. It needs to be your focus. It needs to be your passion. It needs to be non-negotiable. Okay? Needs to happen. And it has to grow every month. And if you measure this every single month, first of all, whatever your number was, I think it was Sandra that said she had 1 in January. If you just ask, you've got 2 weeks, you got 11 days left of February. Ask your existing team, Sandra, how many people would like to get it done in February? Let's go on a burst for the next 11 days and see if we can't get you there. And turn that 1 into a 2. And then at the end of February, you reach out to the whole team and say, okay, who would like to get there in March? That 2's got to become at least a 3. It can never go back to a 2. And if you see it trending down, red lights need to flash on the ceilings and sirens need to wail and the earth needs to stop revolving until you fix that problem. I mean, it's that important. This number can never, ever go down. And you say, well, summer is a little bit, slow in the summer. So it can never go down. You come up with a plan, figure out a strategy, make it work. Well, it's slower in December now. Doesn't matter. Find a way. Come up with a campaign. Come up with a challenge. First time they reach the core rank, not over and over, not repeating qualifiers. First time, first time, first time, first time. Okay? Every single month. If this number grows every single month, the health of your organization is taken care of. If you're a 6-figure earner, put the number 6, 6-figure or above, put the number 6 into the comments. Okay, look at all these 6 and 7-figure earners. If you're a 7, throw a 7 in there. Now, 6 and 7-figure earners. When you go do your historical numbers, because I'm sure you're like going, okay, wow, this is interesting. What you're going to see for the last year for most of you is like 12 in a month, 14, 16, 5, right? Put how many you're averaging at the core rank. If you're a 6-figure earner above, just you guys commenting for a moment, 6 or above, how many are qualifying per month inside of your team, in your organization? Organization, 2, 8, 5, 7. See, it's not a huge number, but it's a very important number. 10 plus, 2 to 3, 5, 8 to 10, 2 to 3, 6, 5, 20 plus, 6 to 12, 4 to 5. See what I'm saying? So is this, hopefully this is inspiring to the people that don't have a big number in their team yet. You'll see what can happen with a reasonably small number. Now, if you track this 6 and 7 figure earners over the course of the last 12 months, you'll see that it probably was reasonably stable. 8 this month, 12 next month, 6 the month after that, 7 after that, 2, and then 18, depending on what the company's got going on. This is if the company is driving your business. But if you're driving your business, this number should look like this. It should be going up every single month. And the biggest, see what will happen, let's say you're a 6-figure earner, and everybody, there's going to be more 7-figure earners created out of this group than any group in network marketing history, okay? Regardless of where you're at right now, regardless of where you're starting. But what most people, once you get, let's say you're making $250,000 a year, and it was growing for a while like this, your core rank, and then you took your foot off the gas for a second, you looked this way, oh, look, a bird, whatever, and then it did this when it comes to core rank, but you didn't notice because you weren't watching it. You didn't notice. You just thought, oh, everybody got lazy this month or this or that. What happened was you as CEO of the organization took your eye off the priority prize and it did this. If this ignored for 2 months, turns into this, 3 months, turns into this, 4 months, turns into this, people start quitting and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are people quitting? Because you took your eye off the ball. This line is everything. When I'm talking to an organization, I'm talking to a company, tell me historically what you've been, what's your number going to be in February, and then what is your strategy? This is your entire organization, not just one level, not just personal, not just, open organization, your entire organization. Okay. Maximum Impact said average in 2020 was 8 new core ranks in the organization. I'm guessing per month, 8 new. So here's the thing. It's got to go to 8 and then 10 and then 14 and then 17 and then grow, 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 grow. That's a different health of an organization. This core rank is the incubator for leadership development. You turn the grain of sand into a building block, and the building block is the piece of the puzzle. These are the people you work with to develop into leaders. Okay, grains of sand blown around by the wind. The building block is more stable. The building is the thing. Okay, so what is your strategy to make sure this number grows every single month? What is your strategy to make sure it never goes down? What is your strategy to make sure that you're reminded on a monthly basis? Sometimes it's really easy for us to put our head in the sand and to not look at the numbers that are the most important. You look at your check. The check does not tell you how healthy your organization is. The recruits do not tell you. The sales do not tell you. The customers do not tell you. Guess what tells you? 4 tells you how healthy your organization is and how strong it's going to be in the future. If you were a publicly traded company and I was trying to decide whether or not to buy your stock, this is the measurement that is the most important to me as an investor. If this is growing and you have a plan to grow it further and you can explain that plan to me and I believe you, then I'm going to buy. If you just have sales and you don't have fundamentals underneath, I'm going to sell. I'm not interested. Okay? So the concept is simple, but I will tell you, listen to me. You don't have
I'm
to
going to
sell.
focus on any other activity but this.
Okay. So the concept is simple.
Bring
Yeah,
people
it
in.
messes
Tell
up for a
you-
second. And they
Take
fixed it.
inventory. Who wants to get to core rank?
You don't have to
Work with the
focus
willing.
on any other activity.
Celebrate their
Okay.
success. Use their
The
testimonial
concept is simple.
Bring people
but I
in
will tell
to
you,
inspire the next group. Take
Listen.
inventory. If somebody says
wants
no
to get
this month, I'm
core
going to ask them next month. What do you think about next month?
work with the willing.
Somebody's saying there's an echo. There's a sound
Celebrate
problem.
their success.
Lexi, use their testimonial
Concept is simple.
Bring people
but I
in
will tell
to
you,
inspire the next group. Hold on.
take inventory.
If somebody says
wants
no
to
this
get
month,
core
I'm
rank?
going to ask
You're
them next month. What do you think about next month?
Work with the willing.
Somebody's saying there's an echo. There's a sound
Celebrate
problem.
their
Just a second.
success.
Lexi, use their testimonial. Bring people in to inspire the next group. Hold on. Hold on.
If
Hold
somebody
on.
says
Big
no
echo.
this month, I'm
You
going to
hearing
ask
it?
them next month.
What do you think about next month? Somebody's saying there's an echo.
Make sure we get it. They're gonna say it twice.
Use their testimonial to inspire the next. Hold on, hold on, hold
Somebody
on.
says
Big
no
echo. Check, check, check. Huh? It's fixed? We good? Okay, sorry, guys. So, don't know what happened, but we're back. You get to core. You take inventory monthly. You work with the willing. You recognize core. You have them tell their story to inspire other people. You repeat the process. If you'll do that and then help other people do that, then what are you going to teach those people to do once they get to core? Take inventory, work with the willing, recognize core, have them tell their story to inspire others. And then once they get to core, what are you going to teach them to do? And then once they get to core, what are you going to teach them to do? And once they get to core, what are you going to teach them to do? So you're either getting to core or you're helping somebody else to get to core. You're inspiring somebody else to get to core. That's all you need to do. You don't need to teach somebody how to get to Starfleet Commander. You don't need to teach somebody how to get to, Platinum Diamond Executive Director. You don't need to teach people how to do that. All you need to do is teach people how to get to core and then teach them to teach their people how to get to core and teach their people how to get to core and teach their people how to get to core, and you're good. You can go all the way to the top. Get your historical numbers. Figure out whatever your number is in February. In March, that has to go up. If your number in February is 0, your March has to go to at least 1. And once you get to March, you get to 1, then April's got to get to at least 2. And you have to have a strategy to make that happen. Campaigns, strategies, challenges, contests, focus. If you just make this a priority, if you turn these people into superstars, rock stars, superheroes, champions, you need to make it so everyone in your organization wants to get to core. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Here's the 10 people that got to core in February, and here's their stories. Here's the 14 people that got there in March. Here's the 27 people that got there in April. We're in momentum, folks. Here's the 45 people that got there in May. Let's see if we can get 100 in June. Now you have momentum. It's not sales. It's not recruits. It's not customers. It's not revenue. It's not paycheck. It's core. Okay? This is the thing. I'm coaching you one-on-one in your living room. My only focus is going to be this. Let's map out a strategy to get you to core. What is it going to take? How many recruits? How many customers? What sales volume? What does your team need to look like? How many prospects? How many appointments do we need to schedule? What fears do we need to help you overcome? Boom, we get you to core. All right. Now let's take inventory of your little team. We're going to work with the willing. I'm going to help you. We're going to recognize the people who get there as fast as they get there. They're going to tell their story to the whole world. We're going to repeat the process over. And you see rank advancements just go boom, 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 boom. Straight up. Somebody says no. I ask them in February, you want to get there in March? Say no. Okay, talk to you next month. End of March, I say, hey, you want to get there in April? Well, here's the 6 people that just qualified. They said, no, not a good time for me. All right, cool. End of April, I say, here's the 22 people that did it. Is it your time in May? No, not my time. End of May, we go, hey, guess what? 45 people now, just in the last 4 months have gotten to core rank. Why not you? You joined for a reason. All right, I'm ready. It might take you 3-4 invitations before somebody says they're ready. And guess what? A lot of the people that say yes to wanting to get to core are going to fade on you. They're going to say yes, and then they're going to go into the witness protection program. They're going to say yes, and they're going to don't do anything. That's okay. Love them up. Understand that their fear is bigger than their dream right now. So encourage them for taking the step, even though they're not all the way there, and then re-invite them next month. Hey, we didn't quite get it done last month. No problem. Proud of you for taking the step. All right, cool. Let's make it happen this next month. Here's a couple people. Let's look at how they did it. Let's see if we can come up with a better strategy. Maybe you need a little bit more help, right? And let's make that happen. Make sense? This is a rinse and repeat process. And this is the measure of your organization. When I work with companies bring me in. First thing I take a look at is their historical numbers and which way are they trending. Usually when they bring me in, they're trending like this, or best case like this. They think they're doing great. They're trending like this. Like we have to change that. That takes a systemic focus. And if it ever drops, it needs to be like the house is on fire. And the only way you could put the fire out is to get more people to rank advance to core. Okay? If you haven't recruited anybody yet, Philippe, starts with you, bro. Get to core. And then you go from there. All right, so let's go back to questions. 300, 500 figure based on residual income can include any type of bonus. It can include bonuses, fast start bonuses, those types of things. That's fine. Like I say, if you struggle with it, pick the lower number, lower rank. How much time should we be used on a team versus myself? I find myself doing 3-way calls and presentations all the time and never get my own prospecting anymore. I'm struggling with balance. Here's what I would say. Whatever the team time that you're going to spend needs to be spent with people who are committed to getting to core quickly. That needs to be the majority of your team time. Now, different seasons, you're going to be bringing in people. Sometimes some seasons you're going to be focused on bringing in people. Some seasons you're going to be focused on supporting your existing team. You got to balance that out. It's going to shift, right? A little bit. If you're light on people, you need to go get some recruiting done. Or if you've taken inventory and nobody said yes to getting to core, well, you got to bring in some more people until you find some people who are willing. Okay. All right. Thank you, Sabrina. Michaela Lincoln Meltzer. The numbers you showed before, the percentage of people recruiting in the business are per year or per network marketing career? Career. They're not per year. That's the reality of how many tourists are involved in network marketing. We have to convert them into residents, permanent citizens, pillars of the community. Okay. And that's true with everything. Most people who buy a book never read the book. Most people who start things don't finish. It's just the way it is. We have such a low price of entry, the price of exit equally low. Is it better to hit core rank with customers, new partners, or a combination? There's no better. Whatever is the culture of your organization. Chelsea asks, once they get to core rank, would you consider them independent at that point? It depends on if they're acting independent. If you've done the whole thing for them, you still might be in the process of shifting them from dependent to independent. I wouldn't necessarily kick them out of the nest unless they've exhibited true independence. So you got to evaluate, give them some assignments and find out. if they're truly ready to run on their own. I don't quite understand Anna's question. Christina says, what about personal sales? Should helping people achieve core rank be focused and let my sales drop? This core is the health of the organization. Personal sales is just kind of the job, right? So if you need the job for the income, then do the job piece of the business too. But find the balance. You're going to be balancing between personal sales, personal recruiting, team building, right? Those different disciplines you're going to be focused on. And you got it. You know, sometimes you need to go on a sales blitz because the company's doing an incentive. Sometimes you need to be a little more focused on recruiting. The others fall down. Sometimes you're a little more focused on team building. This needs to be a consistent no matter what, depending on how many willing people you have that want to get to core. If you have a lot of willing people to get to core, you might shift your energy over here to help them get to core, then swing back, make your sales, make your recruits. Okay. Claire, does each month have to be new core ranks or those that requalify? New, brand new. That's the best measurement. Kelly, what percentage should maintain the rank? Our reps seem to go up and down. All reps go up and down. There's no percentage. The more you have new qualifiers coming in, the more your existing qualifiers are going to requalify, because it's going to help the organization be healthier. Paulette, does this monthly growth for core rank need to go up from the month before in the same year or go up from the month in the previous year? Both. It needs to go up every month. Every month. So year over year needs to be up significantly. Month over month needs to go up. And you can control this. You know, if you have 4 in your organization that go core in the month of March, you can find a way to get 5 because you have all those 4 people and all of their new people. You got that story to tell. You just need to have a plan. And once you have a plan, you can get 5. Maybe not 50, but 5. And then you need to have a plan for at least 6. And then a plan for at least 7. Every month it's got to go up. Products and customers don't count towards core rank for us. You would need to sponsor minimum 3 people and help them have 2 customers to reach our lowest rank. Any suggestions? That's fine. 3 and 2. 3 and or maybe each of the 3 have to have 2, but maybe it's 3 and 2. Maybe that's your rank. Whatever your qualification is, totally cool. Find a level that you can repeat this process with, and you can grow the numbers of on a monthly basis. Same principle will apply. Franziska. So if my core rank means signing 6 people, my main goal is I sign at least 6 people each month. No. I mean, that's your main goal. You're signing 6 every month. Additionally, I get at least 1 number going higher each month to find new qualifier correct. But I also sign 6 people additionally because this is where the new ones come from. So I focus on the first level. Do I count newbies in second and third level as well? Here's what I would tell you, Franziska. Your goal is to get to core rank. And then your goal is to help as many of those people who want to get to core rank to get to core rank. You don't have to re-qualify every single month at core rank yourself. What you're trying to do is build the health of the organization, which goes beyond just you. And this is total organization as far as it goes. Okay. Lori says, please clarify, monthly core rank includes entire team or just your own recruits? Entire team. You're gonna be working on the entire team, helping people get there. Okay. Is the historical number for my direct downline or for the whole team? Whole team. Richard says, how do you stop the team from plunging? Build the health of the organization. You know why it plunges? You got a whole bunch of recruits, you've got a whole bunch of sales, and you have nobody even in the pipeline to become a leader. Core rank slows the conveyor belt down and buys you time for a person to become a leader. Make sense? All right. Soraya, what if I don't have enough volume points on my carryover side to maintain the core rank? Don't worry about that. I mean, long-term, yes, you need to qualify and maintain your core rank, but this is not for this exercise. We're going to be focused on getting you to core rank. And of course you want to stay qualified, but you're going to be focused on getting new people to core rank, new people to core rank. Now, if everybody qualifies one time and then never qualifies again, then you've got a systemic problem. You got to figure out how to shore that up. But, make sure your organization's healthy. If you need some volume points on your carryover side to maintain core rank, then go recruit some people onto that other side and make sure that you're solid. Richard, do you recommend reviving the existing organization? You could try from time to time. Let me give you a tip when it comes to taking inventory. Personal connection and personal invitation trumps a group blast. Like if you post on social, who wants to get to core rank? You're going to get like 0.001. Jeff, I like your question. I don't know where your question is. You got to put it into the Q&A, brother. I love Jeff's questions. So what was I talking about? Can't remember. What was I talking about? Somebody put in the comments what I was talking about. The personal invitation. Yes. Personal invitation. So if you've got 100 people on the team, what I would do if I was you is I would personally reach out to all 100 people on the team and say, hey, I'm putting together a program to help people who want to get core rank done, this rank done in the month of March, to get it done in the month of March. Would you like to be part of that program? Do you like to do it with me? It's going to take, 10 hours a week and we're going to do it together. It's going to be a lot of fun. You in or you out. I would personally make those 100 text messages or 100 phone calls. I would not email blast all 100 because you're not going to get anybody to open the email. I would personally reach out. If you personally reach out and take inventory of your team once a month, your production levels and your acceptance levels, people who buy into the program, will go up tenfold. If you do a broadcast, it's going to go down tenfold. Okay. Now, what if you have 1,000 people? Get 10 people on your team to make 100 connections. If you got 10,000 people, get 100 people on your team. Or 1,000 people, whatever it is. Divide it up amongst your leaders and have everybody reach out and make the connection to take inventory and find out who wants to play. Okay? Don't do group messages because it's not going to work. How much time do you focus on core rank from the team and how much for new recruits? Balance that, Agus, depending on what's going on in your life and in your business. If you need to bring in some new recruits because you don't have enough people willing to go, you always need to be leading by example, partially. But sometimes you're going to focus a little bit more on core rank development within the organization. Sometimes it's going to need to bring in a new, fresh group. So what is Jeff asking? Jeff, you got to understand, Jeff. I know you're a big earner and all, but chat is different than the Q&A. I will answer it in the chat because you're my brother. If your company is in a place of low current momentum, how do you measure the health of the organization with core rank? For example, we might have 3 promoted in a month, which is low, but high compared to the company average. If you have 3 in a month, you need to have 4 next month, and 5 the month after that, and 6 the month after that. Doesn't matter where you start. If you're at 0, you got to have more than 0, right? You just have to grow it. And it doesn't matter what the company's doing. It matters what you're doing. Your company could be in negative momentum because they're not paying attention to core, but you're paying attention to core. So while they're in negative momentum, you're in positive momentum. And the more you do that, the more market share you get of the company. And it's a market share game eventually. You'll end up taking over the whole company if you focus on this while they don't. Okay. What if you enroll a lot and you're making core happen for others? I've done this and now don't have any real leaders. Yeah, I mean, doing it for people. Remember I said, work with the willing. Don't just fill in the blanks and you just created a bigger job, Claire. You work with the willing. Reward the proper behavior. You might have some extras. They recruit 2, you give them 1, whatever. Decide how you're going to do that, but don't reward the wrong behavior and then end up with a bunch of weak people. Okay. What if core rank takes 6 months on average? How do you start over every month? It shouldn't take 6 months. It shouldn't take 6 months. If it is, it's probably too high of a rank. Now, on average, forget average. I said a serious, focused, like Kelly put into the chat, Kelly. Are you at core rank? Put into the chat. Are you at core rank now? Yes. Okay. Different Kelly. Kelly Kusera. Kelly Kusera, are you at core rank? Are you still there? Okay, you're at core rank. How long did it take you to get there? Type in the chat. How long did it take you to get there? Hello? 1 month. I know it's not normal, but forget normal. We're not looking for normal. We're looking for extraordinary. It took 1 month. So that tells me it's not a 6-month thing that you're pushing people towards. It's still a 30 to 60 day thing. If you could do it, somebody can else. You could show them how to do it. Normal is not what we're looking for. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, she understands. Okay, Eek, don't worry about that. Let them know you did it, and you're going to show them how you did it. And you're going to take them under your wing and guide them in the process. It took Scott and Sue 60 days. Those of you who got to core rank, put in how long it took you to get there. 3 days, 30, 45 days, 30 days, 2 days, 1 day. See? 48 days, less than 30. Don't let the average slow you down. We're only talking about like a 6-figure earner, if they're not paying attention, has like 20-ish or less qualify for core every single month. A 6-figure earner. Okay. So focus on the people who are willing to do this. All right. I'm going to answer questions for about 15 more minutes and then we'll wrap up. I've covered the focus of this and I want you to put this into practice and I want you to post into the Facebook group what your game plan is to increase your core rank qualifiers, your first time core rank qualifiers. That's your assignment, is to go in and tell everybody else your strategy, your game plan to increase the number of first time core rank qualifiers inside of your organization. Got it? If you say I've got it, put I'm in the comments. If you're going to follow through on that, put I'm in. I want to see it. I'm in. Lovely, lovely. Every single one of you. Even if you're scared, I want you to do it. How about placing business partners to help them get to core rank? Like I said, Ella, be careful with that. Work with the willing. But sometimes strategically it makes sense. Samantha says, I'm really struggling with figuring out our core rank. We have pay raises, but doesn't really come with a title. The first titled rank is average 1,000 a month. Come up with whatever the criteria that you would be looking for. It doesn't have to be an actual title. It could be once they do A, B, and C, then that's what you're trying to replicate. Okay, Samantha? If it's too high, don't be aiming there. You're looking for a building block once you know you have somebody. Astrid says, what is the amount of people who's healthy to train in one time in your first line? What is still good to manage? Here's what you're going to find out. Rarely are you going to have more people willing than you have time. Focus on who's willing and make time for those people. The rest is easy. Who's willing? Okay? All right, Astrid. Tisha, I'm planning to do the 20 and 30 in March. Congratulations. Some in my team are joining. This is great to get to core. I'm just concerned about not spending enough time with the rest that they feel neglected. Let go of that stuff. Take inventory, find out who's willing, and be willing yourself to leave them be until they become willing. You cannot force somebody else to be successful. You cannot push the boulder up the mountain. They've got to be willing to step in. You're going to take inventory once a month, and they'll have all the personal time with you that they want. But resist the urge to fall in love with somebody's potential, because all that's going to be is frustrating to you, falling in love with their potential. Okay. Got it. Yothi, how you doing? What would you recommend me to do if you had a team that currently had no focus on expansion? Companies launched over 25 new products by the end of the year in different industries that we normally handle. At first, it seemed great because there was more diversification of products to offer, but all this movement after about 45 days, instead of increasing recruiting, is to decrease, of course, the amount of people reaching core ranks position. Whole marketing focus the company's new products and alliances, but I feel like the only one who sees what's happening in the recruiting trend and that it could get worse if I don't do something now. Here's what I'll tell you, Yothi. Come up with your plan. The company is a service provider to your organization. Decide where you want to focus. Decide what's going to help build the actual health of your organization the best, and make that focus happen. The company's focus doesn't necessarily have to be yours. Might sound strange to say, but the company can be all over the board. You might want to focus on a handful of core products that support core rank advancement. Or maybe a diversified strategy makes sense. But you got to be a student of what's working, not a student of what's possible, a student of what's working. And then use what's working in order to be able to create this replicated pipeline of potential leadership growth. Stuart Hall, is the company's first 30-day incentive be considered as core? Potentially. Just take a look at it, make sure it fits the criteria that we went from. Do I start from scratch since my team became tourists? Richard says. What I would just say is still take inventory. Tourists are not bad. Don't get me wrong. Tourists are not bad. But if we don't convert them into residents, they're going to go home. Our job is to bring the tourists in and say, wouldn't it be nice to live here? Wouldn't it be nice to hang out? So take inventory. If you get no's from your entire team, then go bring in a fresh group. Okay? Hope that helps, Richard. Estella, could you help me with the strategy to map out the year? Core rank numbers are horrible now, and I got about 6 serious people on my team. Would you recommend I go first for 20 and 30 run, and then I go help my team advance, or 1 to 2 months to core advance, and then I go for the 90-day insanity run and manage the core rank in those 90 days too? What do you advise? Estella, advise take inventory of what you have. And the number of willing people that you get out of that inventory is going to determine how much time you're going to need to spend with them versus doing a 20 and 30 and bringing in a fresh class. Regardless, you're going to want to do at least a 20 and 30 once a year minimum. Regardless, because you can do a 20 and 30 and still work with the willing and help those willing people get to core. Because guess how you help somebody get to core? Assignment. Okay, do this. I need help. All right, I'll help you. Now do this. And now do this. And now do this. And now do this. And now do this. Assignment. Make sense? Okay. Sue. Hey, Sue. How do we balance boot camp and getting people to core rank? Just like I just described. Same answer. Lisa, any ideas on to get info in core rank if company doesn't provide? Start paying attention inside of your team. I would ask the team, can you provide the number of new first-time qualifiers at this rank each month for the, from January 2020 forward? Could you do that for me? Because it will really help me with my strategy. They usually can do that for you, but now that if they can't or won't, some can't or won't, then just start tracking your own numbers. Start from where you are right now. Figure it out in February and move forward. Celeste, I got to core rank in 2 weeks, got to the top of the company, US market in 6 months. I have a team of 50, lost all momentum due to several different factors. Why did you lose momentum? I'll tell you why. Didn't have enough core rank people. And I did not even core rank last month. My team does not want to participate. What would you tell someone like me? I'm getting so discouraged. First of all, just breathe, Celeste. I rebuilt my team 7 times in my first 3 years. 7 times. Build it, lose it, build it, lose it, build it, lose it. Figured out this core rank, figured out duplication, everything changed. So take inventory of what you got anyway. And say, hey, guess what? Tell them a fresh story. Let's go. Let me help you get there. If all of them say no, then go bring in a fresh group, get yourself to core rank again and repeat the process. That's what I would suggest. But don't allow the short-term results to affect your long-term vision. It's just, I rebuilt 7 times, 7, for real, in 3 years. Okay, you're rebuilding for the first time. So cute. It's so cute that, here's, I'll just tell you, you got this. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Rebuilding, we have 2 businesses that we do. We're in the building business and we're in the rebuilding business. That's what we do. We build and we rebuild, and we build and we rebuild. Okay? All right. Hope that helps, Celeste. Richard, do you recommend I still proceed to recruiting even if I feel the new associates will become a tourist? Of course. Tourists are amazing. I live in Las Vegas. Do you think Vegas loves its tourists? Of course. The more you bring in, the more you can eventually convince to stay. They're very important. Do you think tourists are important for Rome? Yes, they're very important. Do you think they're important for New York City? Yes, they're important. Do you think they're important for Disney World? Yes, they're important. So don't get mad at them because a lot of them go home. They still come. They still spend. They still tell their friends. They still use the products. It's okay. Karen, my business is mostly customers. I've got 5 more minutes, so I'm going to answer as many as I can, okay? And you're going to be posting, you already promised me, you're going to be posting your plans to grow your core rank inside of the accelerator group and share your ideas so everybody else can learn from that. Karen, my business mostly customers, core rank is only distributors, right? So I need more business builders, right? No, most businesses are mostly customers. So usually it's a blend of customers and distributors or sales volume, depending on the organization that you're in. So don't worry about the titles so much. A lot of great distributors come from the customer ranks. They're great customers first, okay? Then they upgrade into distributors. So don't worry about their title, just worry about what that core rank might be within your organization. Raj, we have discounted member customers that refer people and become core rank, but don't know what to do with the business. Do we still count these people in? We count these people as somebody we're going to ask. Guess who we really count? The ones that are willing. If they're not willing, they come to Vegas, they want to go crazy, they want to, bang on the slots for forever and go home. That's fine. But if they're willing and they want to get to core, then work with those people. Juliet, will we learn how to create systems at some point in this accelerator program? I'm trying to get a system in place to help more of my team reach the core rank. We're going to be talking about presentation systems this next week. But here's what I would tell you, Juliet. You know how to get to core, right? What if you interviewed 25 people in your company and found out how they got to the core rank? Would you find the common theme of how to make that happen? You would, wouldn't you? Couldn't you do that? Couldn't you interview those people, take what you did and everybody else, interview those people, come up with a simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strategy? in order to be able to show them, I went and interviewed these people, and here's the roadmap. Want to do it with me or not? Off you go. Okay? So I hope that helps, Juliet. And yeah, we're going to be talking about systems all year. Sophia, what do you do if everything works for you and not for your team members? I've struggled with that my whole life because I have this knack of making things look easy, and people are just like, well, just easy for you. What I would say, if you can do it and they can't, you have to replicate yourself and show them, deconstruct how you do what you do, take inventory until you find somebody willing, and then make that person your project. Help them get to core, okay? You got to take inventory, you got to work with the willing. Michael, my answer, 3 more questions. If your company's in place of current low momentum, I already answered that one. Angela, as a 6-figure earner, I know it's important to get others to core rank. I also know it's important to still recruit. What do you say is the minimum monthly personal recruitments that would still be happening while focusing on getting people to core rank? I have a bias on this, Angela. My bias is this. And this is part of my own personality. So it doesn't have to be this way. I know people that recruit lots of people every month. I know some people who recruit a few people every month. That didn't work for my personality. I'm kind of an all-in person. So I prefer personally to recruit in bunches and then focus on the team, and then recruit in bunches again, and then focus on the team. Being in recruiting mode, it's almost like I have to put my recruiting clothes on. Okay, I take my support clothes off and I put my recruiting clothes on. All right, boom, I'm just gonna recruit until I'm done. And then I take that off, I put on my support clothes and say, okay, let's get to core. That's how I operate, but not everybody operates that way. That's what I would do, okay? And Cheryl, it's only me, ranked 1 time, have not ranked no team. Does this method work for me? Of course it does, Cheryl. If you don't have a team, get to core again, take inventory of that group, work with the willing, recognize those people, have them tell their story, repeat the process. You're starting from this foundation. You got great availability of training, insight, everything else in order to be able to grow your business. This is the health of your organization. But Cheryl, I'm just going to tell you, the fact that you are here tells me all I need to know about you. You've got what it takes to be successful. You have to believe it. You have to step in. You have to go. But you've got what it takes. So if any of you are doubting, I wonder if this is possible or real for me, let go of that. Because it is real for you. Okay? You got this. I've got you. My friends have you. We're going to take care of you through this year. We're going to challenge you. Don't mistake me, Cheryl. I'm going to continue to have you face your fears. I'm going to continue to give you assignments. I'm going to continue to let you know I believe in you, but also you got to take a step, right? And when it clicks for you, and it will, you stay close enough to the fire. You know what this accelerator program did? Remember I said when a person joins the conveyor belt's going fast, when they go to core rank, it goes slower. People in the accelerator, it's just inching. It's just, and we bought time to be able to work together so you can have a breakthrough. So this thing turns off and it's not moving you towards something else, you know what I mean? Or some other career. It's locking you in here where your efforts can make an impact on the world. So before we go, I would like you to post into the comments, whether it's on Facebook, and most of the people are on Zoom, Facebook or Zoom. What's one key insight that you've learned from this training? Before you log off, I want every single one of you to type something into the comments. One key insight. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I've trained this in leadership sessions and different workshops with top earners and companies, but I've never trained this to the world specifically, just this core rank by itself, like we just talked about. It's the first time. I'm doing that because I think you're all ready for a breakthrough. And I would say to my Spanish-speaking friends, my German-speaking friends, I hope the translation has been acceptable and you've been able to understand what we're doing. I wish I spoke more than just English, but I'm one of those Americans. Sorry. So anyway, next week, February 23rd and 24th, we're going to go deep on presentation skills and systems so you can be a rock star and impact the world with your words, with your presentations, with your story.
Okay, I think we're there. I'm gonna, do you want me to keep the recording going or you want me to stop it? And we can chat.
I mean, you can keep it going. I'm sure that there's probably other people that would like to hear some of the conversation that we have.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I was happy to see you guys go back and forth between consultant and manager because I did the same thing for the first 45 minutes he was talking. I wrote consultant, I crossed it, I wrote manager, I crossed it out. I went back and forth a bunch of times and I landed at manager because I felt like consultant was easily achieved and manager was a little bit more of a push, but it wasn't director. And I do believe that, you know, we push executive, like that's the thing we look at as a big wide company, but in building manager, and always going back to core, that essentially it gets us to that point in smaller bite-sized steps. So I want to hear some of your takeaways.
I've got one. I think whenever I listen to somebody like Eric Worre or training that is, you know, next level, it's always about taking inventory in your business. Do you know what's going on in your business, right? Or are you just reaching out to some people and hoping to enroll someone this week? I think that's something that maybe we need to focus on and just talk about more because I think that's something that most people don't do in this, you know, network marketing situation. But it is a business. You have to treat it like a business. And if you were to go to a CEO of, you know, a mom and pop or any, you know, the CEO of a business, they would know what's going on in their business, right?
It's really interesting since I've been working with the LIA sheet, more intentional. And I have been working with people down, like 4 levels down, 5 levels down, help them rank advance. I still get, like when I took my picture yesterday morning and I had to send it to Jojo and there were still zeros in the personal enrollment. But I rank advanced 2 people further down. And as a result, my cycles have stayed consistent. They stay consistent right now and they keep going more towards, you know, every week it gets earlier that I hit the next cycle. Like, you know, before it was like Thursday, Friday, it was like, oh, you know, Sunday is almost there. And now I'm looking on Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, and there's already stuff happening. And I know that that is because it comes from deeper in my organization up. And my personal fence sitters, they will come, you know, or some totally new people will come in. But to me, it's really a lot of fun to help someone and say, look, you're sitting on volume, or look, you're so close to this, or here's your next step. I have one girl that is my personal guy enrolled her, and she's like ignorance on fire. And so she just texted me again. It's like, I just got paid another $100. I don't know how it happened. What do I do next? What happens next month? And I said, okay, here's your next step. I just told her, about here's how you get your dad who's halfway to consultant and your husband to consultant, and then your manager, and then there's more money for you. And I said, until we can actually talk, just focus on that. And, once, who I'm talking about, right, Jojo, Yordi. But I mean, she's talking and she enrolled like 4 people in the first week and I have no idea where she placed them and how that all happened and why she got paid, but she's super excited. So it's really fun to work deeper. And, even though that 0 bothered me, but it's all good. So that's that. And because of that, I was able to stay in manager for the entire month and got into the manager bonus pool. So that was pretty awesome too. And that really gave me a second wind. I mean, that's really exciting. And it's kind of cool to see your name in the publication. And, for the first time, I know Jojo said, I posted the screenshots. Like, yeah, but I need to actually scroll and see my name.
There's nothing like seeing your own name.
It is cool, right? So, and that now I can share that with people and say, look, because I maintained our core rank, I got an additional financial bonus out of that. And I did that by helping others, not by involving more people.
Awesome. Pam?
I just really appreciate what Katja just said. It made a lot of sense. Summary of it.
Well, thanks, Pam.
You're welcome.
It made sense to someone.
So, the leader in action worksheet, I think, is the key piece of this. And, using that as a tracking method, being able to take inventory and build to core is just, it keeps numbers going in the right direction. And so I think everybody like really focusing right now on us doing another core piece. So if you're not at manager or you're above manager, to do another core piece and pretend like you're not and get back to manager. And so I think that's a really awesome place for us to start, is to redo that whole piece. And I think that there could be, it's assignment. Who's going to step up, right? So when somebody says, hey, and they put their hand up, then, we want them to have an assignment. Okay, here, watch this 2-minute video. Okay, now I watch the 2-minute video. Now what do I do? Okay, now this is what we do. So at each step, it's a bigger assignment each time they complete one. But you start with something really small and bite-sized, and then give a bigger assignment, and then give a bigger assignment, and then always being there for 3-way calls and support. I think that it's the assignment piece that allows us to see who's really, when they say we're willing, who's really hungry and doing the work. And thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. And thanks, Scott, for always like putting numbers in our brain, because you see it like I see it when you put it down, but for my brain to do that, it's not happening. It's not happening. So I appreciate that thought. But when we talk about, could you make a really substantial secondary income doing this? I mean, imagine an extra 50 grand a year because we're building the core. Anybody else have something you want to share? And then we can kind of go, because I know it's been really long and I appreciate you guys sticking it out. But I love that we have it recorded.
Yeah.
I think we need to plan. Are we coming next week with, I'm just afraid that people are going to watch this and say, great, and then we're not going to do something. So like, what's our next step? Should we bring?
Next step is to do exactly what he told us to do and set the plan in motion. So what is the plan, right? So every person should come to the call next week with whatever their action plan is.
Strategy. I agree.
And I will give it to you like this. We're already into a new month starting
Right?
Now,
yesterday. And
Mhm.
so, you know, I'm good to not wait a week if you guys want to rally back sooner than a week from now. So,
I'm gonna start like tonight already. I started reaching out and just asking the question. And then figure out the game plan. That's gonna take, depending on the person, that might look different a little bit. So, but to put the feelers out to see who's willing for March, that's starting tonight.
and I think that if we really have a nice group of core leaders who are also running and then inviting people in, I think it will give it some really great momentum and energy and support. So we can figure out, does that mean a group for core runners? Does that mean, like, what does that mean? So start thinking about how that looks and how it gets supported. And, do we want to map out specific assignments? This is what you do. This is what you do. This, and, here's the top 5 things. Once you do this, you do this. Once you do that, you do this. And put it into steps and make it simple. And we probably have all of that. We just got to grab it all and put it in like one place, right?
It just has to be organized in a way that it makes sense, right? It's the 1, 2, 3, the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so that we're just doing the same thing over and over again. And that's how you build that muscle, is when you consistently do something.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know what timing looks right for everybody. I have some time on Friday. I have some time Saturday after the morning call, and I have some time on Sunday. So, Crystal, you have 47 kids at home and trying to take care of mom and ski and have a life and build a business. And
This week's just hard because it's vacation week for us. So
all of you guys?
All bets are kind of off. Well, my husband's working, so
okay,
that makes it even harder.
Is everyone's kids home?
New Hampshire is.
Okay.
Not mine. So they're different than ours. Like ours isn't until March or April, so they've got a different break than we do.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say if there's people who can commit, just grab a time and I'll do my best to show up.
Okay.
Saturday morning is not good for me, but if that's the only time that works, then.
Okay. We will, I will come up with a time and put it out there. And if everybody can be there, you can be there. And if you can't, you can't. And then we'll just record it and go from there.
And what's the purpose of that? Is to
come up with the strategy, and but I would also, right at this point, start reaching out to people and asking them if they are ready to get there. Good job.
Been like Katya, I've been messaging people all night long.
Yeah, I have some
Totally,
serious work to do to take inventory of the team, because there's a lot. So
sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jojo, I just have one quick question.
Yeah.
So are we reaching out just to team? It's not necessarily our personally enrolled, correct?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Because I just want to, all right, awesome. Thank you.
It can be anybody in the team. So it doesn't matter if you enrolled them or not. It all counts.
Okay,
so
perfect.
For the leader in action formula, they're your enrollees or your personally enrollees. So for that piece of the puzzle, that's a little bit different. So there's 2 pieces going on, because building the core can be anybody, but for leader and action points, then it's a little bit more personal.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask a stupid question?
No stupid questions.
Crystal, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, what is your message to people? Are you saying something along the lines of, I'm helping people get to manager this month, nobody's going to really know what that means, right?
I think a voice clip of just saying that what I would say is I'm being intentional about sharing Isogenics. So I'm looking for, and just tell them I'm looking for 5 people who want to share it with 2 people. Is that you? Are you ready? Right? Because that's what we're helping them do. We're helping them get to consultant. And then the next step would be to teach them how to get their people to consultant. So if our intention is for us, everybody to get to our core, which our core is manager, then that's what we're looking for, is we're looking for 2 people who want to share with 2 people.
I would also potentially let them know what it could mean in bonus money for them to, you know, do that as well.
And use your magic words, Crystal. Would it be of value to you if I could show you what helping 2 people would mean for you and your family?
I do that all the time anyway, I think. I think that this has to be a little different because I already do that for every single person.
So it's circling back to the people who said no thank you. Right? So he said that you reach out to them in February and they're like, nope. And then you reach out to them again. Okay, is now a good time for you? Is now a good time for you? Is now a good time for you? So is there anybody that you do that? Because you do that consistently. Is there anybody in your organization who previously said no? And if it's not you're personally enrolled, go one level down.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking of it sounding a little bit more about a little more business, a little more intentional. Hey, I'm helping. I'm looking to help some people start to build their business, you know, and hit a rank of manager. Or I don't really like to say that because then.
Well, you could say I'm looking for some motivated individuals who want to bring some extra money and residual income into their life. And we already know that we love this product. Let's look at how we can help it build our bottom line. And we're going to bring everybody to, you know, we're going to work together to bring everybody to a core rank or a core standing of what we call manager. And if you feel like this is you, then I will explain to you what we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could just kind of branch off our last month's challenge. Say last month we had a, you know, wellness challenge, and this whatever month we're having a financially, you know, some sort of challenge.
That's a good idea.
I mean, and I do believe that as a team, we should complete a 20 and 30. And I, you know, whether or not anybody wants to run it with me, I'm doing it on my own. And so that's recruiting 20 new people in 30 days. And that takes a little bit of planning and some work. And it's a daily effort. It's not, you know, I mean, maybe we could take Sundays off, but really it's a daily effort and constant reach outs. And it's a month of kick butt work. And, you know, out of those blitzes comes momentum. And having the team do it together will even make that stronger. So it's not just one person, but it's the team doing it. And I have a whole training behind that. If you guys have never seen, you know, the 20 and 30 and how that's created, but I have all of that as well. So
it's on YouTube.
That's
too.
something we can
Eric
look
Worre
at.
has it on YouTube.
Yeah, and I have the full Insanity boot camp if somebody wants to like watch the whole thing.
Is that something we can plan for April?
We could do that. I mean, we could, you know, I don't know how much time everybody needs to, you know, get themselves together to get in order to, you know, make plans for that. So.
Well, I'm just thinking if we'd like to, sorry.
No, you go. I was just thinking it could be like March 15th to April 15th or something. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be like first to the end.
Right, yeah.
It's just a mapped out 30 days where.
Yeah, it does. Night, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking if we can get
the
momentum of getting to the core, then we can add in the 20 and 30. So I think like, you know, the middle of the month to the other middle of the month would make sense too.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna say good night.
guys go to
Good
bed.
night.
Yeah.
Thank you all for sticking it out and.
Good night, East Coast people.